Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to any new subscribers. I'm delighted and thrilled with having your subscriptions. I hope you stay with a good long while and bring a good friend. If they're company like you, I would love to have them. Good people love good people. And let's talk about good people. On my last video, I talked about why you're not with the person because you have a standard and you don't tolerate certain things. And when we have a standard, we can allow some of the things we don't tolerate in order to train that out, to say, let's talk about that and fix that. And when I say relationships, again, if you didn't see my last video, I'll drop it into the description box of this one so you can go back and take a look, see what I'm referring to. When I say a standard in a relationship, I'm talking about all types of encounters with people. It could be parental, it could be love relationships, it could be sibling and sibling rivalry. Oh my gosh, sibling rivalry. It's a real thing. Neighbor to neighbor, community, it could be work, whatever your engagement is with a person. When you have certain characteristics about you, when they know you well enough, they know not to distribute that in front of you. They know not to present that in front of you. Not that you're a, Debbie Downer type of person, guy or girl, whatever you are. It's just that, hey, you don't get down like that. I've been in the company of people that have told kind of off-color jokes, and I wouldn't call them out at the moment because who am I to reprimand them in front of someone? But I would say, hey, you may want to think about that joke again. People could take that some kind of way because I'm a person who speaks that truth, who helps someone to understand how perhaps they might be coming across, and am open to someone doing the same for me. You know, the room of improvement or in the room of self-development is broad, and I'm here for it. I'm down for it. Having said that, today I want to talk about the things that we do tolerate. And if someone's tolerating um, a habit or conduct in a relationship by which you are a loving friend or relative of that person and you wouldn't tolerate it, you'd be like, girl, I would bounce if I was you, or you wouldn't have to take that. Perhaps their tolerance level and their standard is different from yours. Now, a lot of times we have friends like that. Lord knows I have plenty of friends or even relatives that have, in their relationships, maybe have allowed some things that I would be like raising my brow, like you didn't correct that quick. It might be time to talk. We got to talk about it. But to each his own, because sometimes a person is required for the healing of another person. Now, I know that sounds deep, and a lot of people go, I don't need nobody. Yes, sometimes we do. Sometimes we do need that gentle soul. We need that vibrant personality. We need that differential understanding that's so different from us, it makes us see things differently. We need a person. And the universe is bright enough to send us someone bright enough that's perfect for that need that we might have. So when we say, I wouldn't do that in that relationship if I were you, and you need to sit down and have a talk with that person. You've talked to me about this problem many, many times. Maybe they're talking to you about this problem many, many times to vent it and to express it and to have someone to hear them out. Doesn't necessarily mean they're asking for your advice. So, or my advice, or our advice. When it comes to the shifting of relationships, meaning I'm not going to tolerate that, or an ultimatum to some degree may occur if that's not fixed. It is never our role to be presumptuous and offer that to someone else. It has to be our own. So, in other words, if I'm involved with someone, let's say a work project, so we won't make it so personal. Personal relationships can get so difficult, unnecessarily, I think. But at any rate, someone that I'm working on a project with at work and they continue to delay or hold up or take credit for my work or make things uncomfortable, I can see myself inch by inch having a conversation with them. Or I can be in this category like we're talking about now, where you go, it's really not worth it. This guy does it, or this chick does it. This chick, I shouldn't say chick, not in the workplace, but this person does it all the time. And it's a habit, it's just who they are. However, I will be putting my name on that project and how much I involve myself in that project. Because we're just not going to fix everybody. Some people are just inherently positioned to be or to present a disturbing personality to someone else. This is why a lot of bullies, as I said in past videos, they never recover from bullyism. They grow up to become bosses and bully the workplace, or they move into a neighborhood and they're the ones who contacting City Hall all the time, complaining about the minutest of things. It's the personality of the person. So, to what you're willing to tolerate in that relationship or adhere to in that relationship, if that's good for you and your soul and you have peace at night and if you're not bothered by it, so be it. And no one else um, has a say in that matter. No one else has a say in that matter. However, I will end with this. Many times loved ones want for us something better than we're experiencing in someone else. I've seen many, I've seen many people down what I call downgrade in their relationship. Um, now let me qualify that because downgrade means that person is not at your level. This is what I mean. That person is not performing at the level of their potential or capacity. So you accept that is what I mean. Not to say downgrade, you're better than them. Downgrade meaning they're not living up to their peak abilities. This is an example of a downgrade for me. When a person has everything about themselves to really truly be called a king or a queen, but their behaviors, their ways, their shortcomings, their addictions, their relationship turnover, their interactions with others, their failure to tell the truth about a thing, their manipulations, all of those don't live up to the position or the title by which they really otherwise would be considered a king or a queen. They have everything else going on. On the outside, things look great. They look great. They're healthy. They may have a good job, a good career. They have a nice car. They may have a nice home, but they're hell to be with or be around. Or they may have a drinking problem or a drug problem that's unbearable. And so, for that reason, they are not conducting themselves at what I call a king level or a queen level, yet they still have that title. When it's something like that, if you're interested in helping that person acquire back up to performing and living that true potential, all power to you because here's your struggle. When someone is truly recognizing that he or she is a king or a queen based on the other things that I've already identified, if they don't have their ego in check, they won't hear you anyway. Listen to my other videos about that ego in check. If they don't have that ego in check and they have a sense of narcissism or a sense of who are you to tell me or don't you dare try to, if you have that, they're going to be pivoting again. They're going to pivot against you. And you'll have to tolerate them just as they are, or you'll get the boot and all the bad habits get to stay. So you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? And I hope you come up with the right answer. Because guess what? I won't tell you that belongs to you and the heart of the matter. And I love you. If you've gotten this far, please click like, please click subscribe, bring a friend with you next time. And I'll see you guys next time, guys. Take care. Good night.